Hey, you're muted, man.
Oh, yeah. What's good? I didn't say anything important anyway. Hold on here. Okay, cool. Happy Wednesday, everybody. For those of you who could read my lips before, let me see your teeth. I was just looking stupid, smiling at the camera. Yeah? All right. Look at all these beautiful people. I love it. I love being with y'all every single week. So here's what I want to do. Will y'all make a commitment to me right now to play full out with me tonight? Will you make a commitment? Double thumbs up if you'll commit to playing full out. Okay, beautiful, because I'm going to need your participation, all right? So we're going to do a couple things real quick. First thing I would love to do is to have y'all just drop in the chat real quick, just one thing you're thankful for. The very first thing when you say, what am I thankful for? The very first thing that comes into your mind, I want you to put it in the chat. Very first thing. The first thing you could think of. Very cool. Alexis, congratulations on your new house. Alexis, I'm even more excited to see you tomorrow, I think. Happy, healthy family. Amen. My hubby. Awesome. All right. Beautiful. All right. Second thing, here's what I want to do. I want y'all to take the next 60 seconds and I want you to brag on someone or some individuals, multiple people right now that are kicking butt in business, that are kicking butt in your business. Right now, you have an opportunity to brag on your team, right? Who on your team is crushing it right now? Customers, team building, leadership, participation, action, 10x activity. What is it? Who right now is crushing it? Casey. Colin. Oh, man, you guys are going too fast. Colin Ludwig. Colleen. John got a sale. Hubby got a sale. Beautiful. Kim. Amanda Benson. Amanda, I'm hearing your name a lot. Joanna, awesome job. Amy McClure, Marcy and Sydney, Bella Boucher is on freaking fire, Nick says. Kelsey, converting 10 days to loyal customers. That's what it's about. It's the 5 and 10 day game. Riley Pearson. Yes, Riley is crushing it. Riley, I gave you a shout out last week, man. Great job. You are incredibly coachable and allowing yourself to be coached. Dawn, ranking up. Christy Jones. Dez. Kara Whitmer. Salma. Kara Whitmer. Cindy Miller. Bridget Geis. Tammy and Darren. Cindy Miller again. Cindy, you're definitely crushing it. Actually, awesome. Rika Kirsch, Steph Lombardi, Melissa Bird, Abby Jessica, and Tiffany showing up. Hey, sometimes it is just about showing up. There are so many things, and here's the first thing that I want to tell you. If you want to be a leader, if you want to build a team, and I'm just assuming that that's you if you're on this Zoom tonight, is that this portion of our business, recognition alone, recognizing individuals for their efforts. I want you to stop and think about this for a minute. Where else? Because I love this too. I love for my hard work to go, to not go unrecognized, basically. And for me, growing up in sports, many times I performed for an attaboy. Like I literally did. Like there's nothing better for the human soul to have someone tell you, hey, like you're doing a good job. It's the same way with your kids, right? Do you ever notice how your kids react when you give them praise? Do you ever notice how your children act? We never, just so you know, we never grow out of that. And if any individual says, oh, I don't need that, bull, I saw kids on here, BS. That is not true. I promise you that is not true. I want you to think about this, and it's so incredibly important. And all of you, you're doing such a great job. Remember this, is that in the beginning, and this is all part of Breaking Ranks. The title tonight is Breaking Ranks. this is where it all starts. It starts in the action and the activity phase. Before I do that, if you haven't done it yet, here's what I would highly encourage you to do. Here's one thing I noticed today. I noticed that you're starting to get a lot of deliveries of these products. Like, for instance, who got their pumpkin spice keto cream? I haven't got mine yet. I'm jealous from all y'all. So you got your pumpkin spice. Who got their chai tea? And who's got their Harvest Sunrise? Yes, the Harvest Sunrise, absolutely legit, off the charts. I haven't tried the chai tea yet, although I love chai tea. Can't wait to try it. Tell me what it tastes like. Is it amazing? And the pumpkin spice latte, or the pumpkin spice cream, who's tried it? Yes. Is it legit? Is it the best? Is it better than the Mayan mocha? Is it better than our regular flavor? Really? Okay. So point being is that if you're getting your product in that is a limited release product, right now, if you go in your front end of your website, the back end of your website, it's available. So what's something that you could do in order to increase the amount of people that are ordering that product? So number one, first place that you go is here to your already existing promoters, right? What is it that's keeping them from experiencing these limited flavors, releases, whatever? Make sure you're investing back in your business, or make sure you take some time to say, hey man, have you ordered the pumpkin? No, I haven't tried it yet. I'm thinking about it, blah, blah, blah. Get them over. Get them a chance to try it. Why? Because you physically have it on hand now. I know this is sometimes hard when we have limited release products, but you'll notice a pattern. They won't just release one time, they'll release multiple times. However, you're gonna have a very short window and period of time in which you can get them to try it, get them to sample it, get them to love it, and then convert it into an order, right? So you definitely wanna make sure that you're taking advantage. That's why when the first time a limited release product comes out, you want to jump all over it. You wanna get it as fast as possible. And some of you, like I said, you're selfish people. It's okay, But I don't want you to be selfish. I don't want you to be hiding a box of pumpkin spice cream under your bed, right? Because you don't want to give it to anybody. Take the opportunity now to get it in more people's hands so that more people can experience it, more people can love it, and more people can order it, right? So that's the first thing. And then secondly is to your customers. Do whatever you can to make sure that you're getting the product out, getting it sampled, allowing people to try it, because as you can see, all those products are still available. I know Brian, and it really looks like that the next 7 days is the last 7 days of the month. Just be prepared, because I almost can guarantee you that there's going to be a lot of activity. There's going to be a lot of opportunity. And I know that many of you, you've definitely have some serious momentum in your business. I was literally with a soon-to-be ranked 6 on the team, literally just broke through rank 5 1-star. We put him in a specific, you can tell I've been doing some coaching on my board over here earlier today. And we've got him a very specific game plan to be able to go in and to execute, to be able to break that new rank. He's never been a rank 6. He's got some killer momentum. That momentum started previously, right? So if you remember, what did we talk about last week? We talked about last week building a machine versus being a machine. And understanding this, it's great, because I had this conversation with somebody new today, somebody that has a previous, very successful individual. Yet my goal was to help him understand what's so different about community-based marketing, why there are such distinct advantages to being part of a community-based marketing model, having a company that leads with education, having, state-of-the-art nutritional technologies that no one else can touch, right? Like all of these key points of telling the story of Pruvit, right? The ketone conversation. So what's so cool is when people understand it, it's setting the right expectation moving forward. My question is this, do you want to go fast or do you want to go slow? I ask, just so you know, everyone that gets started in business, I ask them this question, because ultimately it's up to them. Do you realize that I'm just looking for people that are looking for me? This is all part of breaking ranks. Okay, Amanda says fast. She wants to go fast, which is great. right? That's absolutely awesome. However, you could still make the commitment to go fast while still understanding there's a commitment to mastery. There's a commitment to building the machine. Anyone that is, decides to be a doctor, right? Anyone that decides to be a doctor, they're like, you know what, I want to be a great doctor. If you make a decision right now that you want to be a great doctor, what type of commitment goes along with your commitment to be or want to be a great doctor? What comes along with that decision, if you will? Anybody want to chime in on the chat? Right now, you say, I want to be an amazing doctor, right? I want to save lives. That's what I want to do. Consistency and showing up. Yes. I'm looking for more specifics, like specifically right now, making that decision. What type of commitment does that come with? Money, time, school, years. Yes. Practice, 8 years of school. Plus what? Plus residency, right? It is a massive, it is a big commitment. And during that period of time, you're going to pay for that education. You're going to have to, you understand, you have to perform. To be a doctor, do you know how many people I know that have gone to become doctors to only fall short, to not pass the medical board or whatever that required test is, and not be able to then move into, wanting to be one of the best doctors, or something took them out of that path. However, they knew, right now, and I'm just trying to make a parallel here, that if you want to be a legend, if you want to be great at team building, if you want to be a leader here, if you want to absolutely change your family's future, not just now, but for generations to come, with that decision comes a commitment. It comes a commitment of time, comes a commitment of money, comes a commitment of resources, comes a commitment of emotional output. There's things that you're going to have to commit to and overcome emotionally. My point is you have to be willing to make a long-term commitment to allow your success to come to fruition. It's just like anything we want to be great at in life. I'll go back to Malcolm Gladwell. 10,000 hours towards mastery, right? With straight intention, with straight purpose. I'm gonna read you something here just real quick if I can find it. I was actually talking to someone else about this just yesterday, but I want to read this to you real quick if that's okay. Okay, check this out. Bear with me. So, in the 1990s, researchers conducted a study into figure skating. They found that the major difference between elite skaters and their less elite counterparts is not to be found in genetics, personality, or family background. None of those things created an advantage for any of them, right? So rather, it is to be found in the type of practice. So the type of practice that they do. Elite skaters regularly attempt jumps beyond their current capabilities. Less elite skaters do not. Note that elite skaters do not merely undertake more difficult jumps. After all, that is what you would expect from better performers, right? No, the point is that elite skaters attempt jumps that are more difficult even when measured relative to their superior abilities. So meaning just that they're willing to go a little bit more. The conclusion is as counterintuitive as it is revealing, top skaters fall more often during their training sessions. Purposeful practice is about striving for what is just out of reach and not quite making it. It's about grappling with tasks beyond current limitations and falling short again and again. Excellence is about stepping outside of the comfort zone, training with a spirit of endeavor, and accepting the inevitability of trials and tribulations. Progress is built, in effect, upon the foundation of necessary failure. That is the essential paradox of expert performance. So, not only do you in your mind have to commit to the journey, but you also have to know that you're going to constantly have to push yourself outside of your comfort zone. Where does that start? That starts with setting goals. Well, Brian, I thought the topic tonight was breaking ranks. Brian, I thought you were going to give me the technique on how to break ranks, Brian. No, that's not what this is about. This is about setting yourself up to be successful. How do you break ranks? You first have to set goals of where you want to be, where you want to go, and what you want to accomplish. If right now you're just throwing mud up against the wall to see what sticks, you haven't committed, you haven't made a long-term decision to your success here, then here's what I promise you. Your days are numbered, and you are eventually going to quit. I'm just being as clear as day. If that's too harsh for you, this is not the right place for you. Or, I don't want to say that, that's not true. Keep drinking your ketones, keep working on yourself, keep becoming inspired, keep associating with great people, and eventually, maybe you'll say, hey, I want to do that too. However, what I will tell you with where breaking ranks starts is, what do you want? What is your goal? What is it you want to accomplish? If you're not taking the time to ask people what their goals are, remember, like if you go spend $20,000 on an elite Tony Robbins coaching session, I guarantee you that the initial foundation of that training in some way, shape, or form will deal with the same thing that I am challenging you to do right here and now. Your goals. You have to have goals. You have to have goals, right? Once you've established your goals, what it is you want to accomplish, that will then allow you to commit and make a decision to, hey, my long-term success here. If you're saying, hey, I'm going to throw mud up against the wall, I'm going to see what happens in the next 90 days, just don't waste your time. Don't waste your time. The goal here is to build champions. The goal here is to build leaders. The goal here is to help people help other people. The goal here is to create an impact for better in the world. Truly. And that starts with you making a decision to become better each and every day. So breaking ranks, it starts with setting goals. What's the next step? The next step is making a commitment to continue to work. Now, if you want to be a doctor right now, you have to pay money and you have to show up on a daily basis. You absolutely have to commit at a very high level, because the thing is you can't just pass in that arena. And hopefully your mentality here is, I don't want to just make it. I don't want to just pass, but I want to be excellent. I want to be, a pro champ. I want to be somebody that's performing at a very high level, right? So now it's easy. Why? Because you've set your goals. You've made a decision towards a long-term, right? You made a long-term decision, and now you're making a commitment to just be better every single day. Where does that start? Well, that first starts with shaking up and drinking ketones, right? Our belief in number one, this industry, our belief in number two, this company, and our belief in number three, ourselves. The ourselves is what we have to work on. Why? Because there are six-figure-a-month earners on this Zoom right now. So does the industry work by default? Yes. Does this company work by default? Yes. Do you work? That's another question. That's another question. So breaking ranks. First question is right now, what rank this month, right, do you want to break? Now, is this all about ranks and volume and transactions? It's absolutely not. However, if you want to be a rank 6 Circle of Champion, you better have your goal set to be a rank 6 Circle of Champion. How much PQV do you need? How much TV do you need? And how much GV do you need? Personal qualifying volume, team volume, first 3 levels, and group volume, everybody combined. There are specific requirements needed in order to break every single rank at Pruvit. Every single rank. Does everyone understand that? You have to know what it is that you're trying to accomplish. And therefore, you have to know how to get there. So Mick knows. We just went over this earlier today. He said, yep. He knows. He knows what he needs to accomplish to go from rank 5 1-star to rank 6 Circle of Champion. So what's next? What's next is learning the basic foundation of what you need to do over and over and over again. Well, Brian, you know what? I watched your video on the play that works, and I ran the play that works 5 times, and it didn't work. No, what you have to understand is the play that works every single time. If you watch the video, I talk about it. The play that works is not, please pay attention here. The play that works is nothing more than a filter. It is a filter. It is filtering out those that are interested in better and those that are not interested in better. It's filtering out those that are interested in better right now and those that are interested in better later. It's filtering out those that are looking for you versus those that are not. It is a filter. It is not your gauge for success. Please understand me. Please hear me again. Running the play that works, having the ketone conversation, taking somebody through watch, connect, and roll. That is not your gauge for success. It's not. The action that you're taking and what you're learning through the process is how you should be gauging your success. It's what you're learning along the way. It's like any figure skater knows, you can't just walk out on you. Hey man, you know what? I want to do figure skating and I'm going to go out and nail a triple. No, I'm going to break my back or I'm going to break my tailbone. That's exactly what I would do. You have to work up to it. You have to practice. You literally just say, I want to skate around the rink one time without falling down. But that's probably not going to happen. You're probably going to fall 5 times. But it's in the process of falling that you learn how to do better, that you learn how to maybe fall a little bit less. How, when you fall, it doesn't hurt as bad, right? This is all part of the principles and the science of success. But it all comes back to the same basic thing. So what's cool is through the process of you running the play that works, you start to learn how to engage with people. Hopefully, you're starting to build and develop yourself. There's 3 roles you can play here. Number 1, you could be a fan, customer. Number 2, you could be a player, a promoter. And you make the decision, do you want to ride the bench? Do you want to be the 6th person off the bench? Do you want to be a starter? Do you want to be an all-star? What do you want to do? What level do you want to achieve at? What level do you want to perform at? And then the third level of participation is being a coach. Being a coach is someone that builds teams of players that want to win. That's it. You're taking a higher level of responsibility. You're taking a higher level of leadership. You're leading other people to their goals, what is it they're trying to accomplish. Now, sometimes we just overthink this, right? Everything comes down, and it's, well, Brian, it's really that simple. Yeah, you run the play that works. You take the play that works. You morph it into accomplishing the Go Challenge, which is Go Pro, Go MVP, and Go All-Star, which, by the way, there's so many people on here, they didn't hit MVP, but at any time you can hit the structure of MVP because by default, by going MVP, by going All-Star, you are also by default creating a structure in your business of profitability. Sometimes you don't realize that, but if you understand what an all-star is 5 personally sponsored MVPs. And if you can take 5 personally people to MVP, then and you're teaching them, you're not telling them what to do, but you're doing it for them and with them, not to them, for them and with them. You're truly digging in. Those of you that were just at LCD in a C1 capacity, in a C1 situation, it's literally, you watch what I'm doing. You're the one that's digging in. Every single one of you, I asked this last week, if you have a customer, you know how to get a customer. And here, it's one of 2 ways. You either got that customer or you went to your coach and had them help you get that customer. Here's what that means you can do. Even if you didn't do it, you can find somebody else. You can take them to your coach and you can have your coach help them get a customer. It still means that you know how to get a customer. Maybe you didn't do it yourself, but you cheated, right? And I want y'all to cheat as much as possible. I want y'all to cheat until you know how to do it yourself. That's all part of this process. So running the play that works, you cannot be gauging whether people are getting rolled or whether people are getting their 5 and 10 days or whether people are converting. That's something you will learn how to refine that skill along the way. The process of running the play that works, because it works every time, that's why it's called the play that works. If you now, from your mental internal psychology, if you understand, oh, it's a filter. It's a filter. It's not something that necessarily is going to enroll every person I get started. It's not. There's so many situations with so many different people on here that I'm looking at right now where you, through the process of going through this, you're going to learn how to better follow up and follow through with somebody. You're going to learn how to better engage with somebody. you're going to learn how to, oh my gosh, I probably took that a little fast. You know what? I wanted it for me and not for them. And it probably came across in my conversation that I was more worried about hitting my rank and my goal and treating you like a number versus, hey, what are some of the things, what do you want to accomplish? Like, why did you think that community-based marketing and Pruvit would be a good vehicle for you in the first place? What are some of the things you're trying to accomplish? Great. Based on that, have you hit your Go challenge? Based on that, where are you currently at and where do you want to go? It's digging in and finding out, hey, what does this person really want? What do they really need? So you commit, right? You make a long-term decision. You set your goals. You make a commitment to daily action and activity. It's called your daily method of operation. You run the play that works. You learn how to run the play that works. You understand that it's a filter. You create what we call an MVP factory, which is doing literally taking people through a process that they get started with that allow them to have more success, to allow them to make more money, to allow them to engage more people, to allow them to transact with more people, therefore resulting in more opportunities in their business. Because I will tell you this, if you can go MVP, you can go legend. If you can go MVP, you can go legend. Some of you think that, oh my gosh, I went MVP, what's next? What's the next step? What's the next thing I'm doing? You go MVP again and you help someone else go MVP. Then you go MVP again and you help someone else go MVP. And in the process of creating and breaking MVPs and running the play that works and refining your skill set, now you will start, and this is strategy. This is what I talked to Mick about today. We're 7 days left in the month. And some of you are like, well, my goal is to hit this rank. Well, if you want to hit that rank, you have to go back down to the foundation of your business. You have to find out who right now is in their Go Pro period that hasn't gone pro. Who right now has gone pro that hasn't gone MVP. Who right now is at a rank 2 that needs to go rank 3. Who right now is at a rank 3 that needs to go rank 4? Who now is at rank 5? Because here's what I promise you. You help enough people on your team get what they want, and you will get what you want. And I want to help you understand this. If they are new, stop telling people what to do and start taking control of the reins and showing them what to do. You're building a machine, not being a machine. Here's the difference. And here's the direct correlation from last week to this week. Being a machine sometimes can be easier. Building a machine requires a hell of a lot more patience. Imagine it this way, and this is the same way you need to treat your business. What would happen if you did, for those of you that are parents, give me a big hands up if you're a parent. What would happen if you did everything for your child forever? Everything. Could you imagine at 18 years old tying your child's shoes or wiping their butt after they went potty? Now, do you understand that the same thing that you do with your children is the same thing we do with promoters? Not wipe their ass, okay? That wasn't the point. Their butt, their tushy, okay? It is the process of first showing them what to do and then allowing the transition as they pick up and they model your behavior to then turn around, and there's a point of transition. Hey, now let's kind of, hey, and sorry, I'm just on the wiping thing right now. I apologize. You wipe a little, did you get it all? Okay, you did? Okay, let daddy help, right? Let daddy help get the rest of it, right? Sorry if I'm grossing y'all out, but it's perfect. It's a perfect analogy for me right now, people, so I'm gonna stick with it, right? So you gotta clean up the mess sometimes a little bit. You give them a shot, and then you clean up the mess a little bit. And you know what, eventually, they're doing it on their own. Eventually, they learned how to do it. But could you imagine if you just said, hey, could you imagine telling your first-time potty trainer, you're like telling them to do it, hey, you need to do this, you need to do this. They'd be walking around with a dirty butt all the time. Right now, we have promoters that are walking around with a dirty butt all the time that eventually becomes a dirty attitude because I'm not having success. I'm not, and then I blame, shame, and justify everybody else and why they're not having success. Number one, it's because they haven't committed to success. So it's easy to blame, shame, and justify everybody else when you haven't committed to long-term success. You have to know that, listen, somebody else is going to have to wipe my butt. Then we're going to have to get in situations where I wipe a little bit, they wipe a little bit. And then eventually, you know what? I'll know how to wipe my butt. Stop telling people what to do. Take what you've learned, take your personal skill set, and go apply it to them. Don't be afraid to tell them, hey, listen, set me up, and you coach them, set me up in this situation, and please, I'm just asking you, please, just shut up. Just shut up and watch what I do. I have 10 customers, so I know how to get a customer. I'll help you get a customer. I'll help you get 2. I'll help you get 3. I'll help you get 4. Keep bringing the opportunity, because if you keep bringing the opportunity, I can continue to model what is required in order to make that happen. What's cool is by building a machine, it requires more patience. It absolutely does. But this is biblical. You can either, what's scripture say? You can either teach a man how to fish, you can give a man a fish, or you can teach a man how to fish. If you give them a fish, you will always have to give them a fish. If you teach them how to fish, they'll be able to feed themselves forever. That is the goal here. That is what we're trying to accomplish. But you have to dig in. Well, Brian, the new person I got started, they're on the other side of the country. Get your ass in a plane and go to the other side of the country. Dig in with them and help them do it. Right? This is an investment of your time, your money, your resources, your effort. Because here's what I promise you. If you make the long-term commitment, if you will continue to this is a basic thing. You're doing the same thing over and over. You're running the filter over and over and over and over and over and over again until you realize where the opportunities are coming for you to take advantage of. Letting the filter run, right? And what comes through the filter is what you work with. What gets caught up in the filter is caught up in the filter. It's okay. If you think that you need to innovate here, you don't innovate. You do the same thing over and over and over again. At any time you move into management mode, you try to tell people what to do instead of get in and do it for them and with them. If you will simply start getting in and doing it for them and with them, true C1 scenario, into C2 scenario, into C3 scenario, that is the process of building a machine. Then the machine has the ability to run around the clock. Many times, if you build it strong enough, with or without you, then you just have to go maintenance the machine every once in a while. Make sure the machine's running properly, right? Service the machine, oil the machine, gas up the machine. Or you can always be a machine. And if you're trying to be that machine and you don't have the patience, you'll eventually get frustrated and then well, they're not working or they're not doing it. Well, the point is they don't know how to wipe their butt yet. You need to dig back in. Not like that, but you need to get back in there and make it happen. You need to get back in there and take control of that situation so that you can teach it. And then we build teams. We build teams and coach people to get to the next level, to get to the next rank, to get where they're going. But it all has to come back down to the foundation. Hopefully this is making sense. I'm sorry I'm 5 minutes over. I'm like halfway through what I wanted to talk about, but this is the starting point. We'll continue to move on with this. But if anything, it's understanding the mindset that you need to have, right? Hopefully, if you really want to win at this, you're reading, right? Here, if you want a book to read, pick up this book. Book is Bounce, The Science of Success. The Science of Success. Because what I'll tell you is leaders are readers. And at this point, understand this, that your business rises and falls on 2 things, relationships and leadership. How do you build relationships? You dig in with people and you do things with them and for them. That's how you build relationships. That's how you build relationships. Not telling somebody what to do, but doing it with them and for them. That's how you build real relationships. That's how you build real relationships. Leadership comes as the relationship is respected and the relationship advances. The leadership now will come. But you have to first develop the relationship. You have to dig in with people, right? You have to help people get what they want. And in return, you will get what you want. Lots to cover. We'll move this into next week, but hopefully this is starting to make some sense. Like I said, the technique, and this is all part of it, the technique is simple. Technique is 2% of your business. Technique is 2% of your business. The attitude, the mindset is 98% of it. People say, oh, Brian, man, you got a lot of success, man. You have a lot of success. Yes. People say, oh man, you had success very quickly. Yes. My success happened very quickly. 13 years. 13 years. When I was 23 years old, I sat in the front of the room and I saw somebody just paint a picture of what my life could be. And at that point, I aligned the goals that I had, the stuff I used to manifest, stuff I used to dream of, stuff I used to think of. And I never figured I'd find a way to turn it into a reality. I decided to marry up my goals with that picture that someone painted for me. And I made a decision at 23 years old that, you know what? I'm going to commit to this. I'm going to commit to creating a lifestyle through this vehicle. I'm going to commit to relationships. I'm going to commit to being vulnerable. I'm going to commit to being a leader. I'm going to commit to reading. I'm going to commit to better association in my life. I'm going to commit to cutting off association that doesn't serve me. I'm going to commit to self-discipline. It all comes. What are you doing on a daily basis? The things that you're doing on a daily basis, are they serving your outcomes or are they detracting? Are they taking away? Your daily habits and your daily activities, they leave clues. But it was that time where I sat there and said, you know what? When I have kids, I want to be a full-time daddy. That's what I want to do. I was literally making a decision and committing to something at age 23 that wouldn't come until age 36. How many years is that? 23, do the math. That's 13 years. 13 years. That's how long I've been at it. I have not had overnight success. I am that skater that in practice fell on my ass constantly. And there's so many there's so many people on here that I could say the same thing about. I'm looking at Jess now, same thing. I'm looking at Katie Estrada, same thing. You know, I'm looking at Nick Couch. I'm looking at Lori Aliberti. I'm looking at Nate and Anna Justice. I'm looking at Kevin Russell. I'm looking at individuals. I'm looking at Tony Cohen. I'm looking at individuals that's all they've done. They made a commitment. They made a decision. And they just continue to press forward. They continue to do it. They continue to assess, what can I do to get better? They continue to associate up. They continue to personally develop themselves. They continue to make themselves vulnerable. Worst thing you can do in a people business is when people hurt you. Just FYI, it's going to happen, and it's going to happen a lot if you ever plan on having a big influential business. So anyways, I'm getting on a rant. I'm getting fired up. And if I don't cut it off now, I won't. So with that, I want to respect everybody's time. Sorry, I went a little overtime, but y'all are awesome. And I will see y'all on the call next week. Go after your goals, right? 7 days left in the month. Let's make it happen. So thanks, everybody.